What's up guys, Matt back again, and this is the Ichiban Kuji Dragon Ball vs. Omnibus Ultra, and in today's video, we'll be reviewing the entire set.
Before we dive into the video, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell, like the video, comment your thoughts down below for us to discuss, follow me on my socials, and consider becoming a YouTube member to enter into our monthly giveaways and Discord server so our community can help you on your Dragon Ball figure collecting journey.
This Kuji's first couple of prizes continue to market the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie, as it just released in theaters during the Kuji release. A new Gohan figure from a movie he co-stars in with Piccolo is certainly a welcome addition, but I have to admit that not many people were chomping at the bit for Super Saiyan Gohan from the film, especially after we knew about Gohan Beast. Regardless of that, it's a new look and form for Gohan from the movie within a Master Release collection, so it's still a welcome addition for a collector like me. This Gohan isn't spectacular by any means, but is very safe and solid in my opinion. He clearly reuses the body sculpt of the Ultimate Gohan from the first superhero Kuji, with his biggest changes being his head and arm sculpts. I personally have no issue with recycles of figures if you're going to introduce a new form or character. I almost kind of like it because it creates some uniformity between the characters, kind of like Super Master Stars Piece or Grandista figures of the same character back in the day. Gohan does have a couple of areas that I wish were done better though. His face is okay, but his eyes have too strong of black bolding around them, which makes Gohan look a little more evil. His mouth also has an issue where his bottom teeth look like they're slightly protruding from his bottom lip, making it look a bit awkward. Gohan does have shading, but it's far more subtle than the previous Ultimate Gohan. You can spot some subtle shading on his gi, the inner parts of his muscles, and his hair. I do wish they made his hair a little more dramatic with its shading, as it has too much of that solid banana color that Master Release does from time to time. None of these are humongous issues in my opinion, but I think it's worth pointing out. If you're planning on collecting every Gohan or Dragon Ball Super superhero figure in general from Master Release, I think you'll be happy having his Super Saiyan form along with his base, Ultimate, and Beast forms. It makes a display look very nice, and while Gohan isn't a must-have, he's certainly a nice figure I own. Piccolo, like Gohan, got plenty of representation within Ichiban Kuji between 2022 and 2023 due to his appearance in the superhero film. I mean, he's practically the main character of the movie. His potential unleashed form is a welcome addition to our collections, but like the Gohan figure, wasn't something many fans were begging for. In fact, I think a lot of casual fans don't even realize that this is a new form for Piccolo from the movie. I'm still happy they decided to give it some representation though. Piccolo copies Gohan's homework by recycling a majority of the superhero Piccolo figure released that year by recycling his lower body and head sculpts for this new figure. The biggest differences between both being his new colors in this form and having a noticeably bigger torso. If I had to be honest though, I think this Piccolo figure is a bit better than the previous superhero Piccolo in his base form. His likeness is far better, as they gave him noticeable bolding and details, while the regular Piccolo looks to be missing paint for his sculpt details. That alone edges this one out to be the better of the two, because the remaining issues are the same. His paint and shading are certainly brighter due to his new colors and shading reflector on his lighter toned gi, but the lack of it on his skin makes the figure look a lot less vibrant. I'm happy this Piccolo is bigger than the last one, but he's far from my favorite Piccolo figure or figure in this set. If you're trying to complete a Piccolo or superhero Piccolo collection, he's worth picking up and isn't too expensive. really felt like forever after getting Perfect Cell and Omnibus Super while we waited with bated breath for another possible form of Cell within Masterlies. But it finally happened in October of 2022. Nearly an entire year later. Imperfect Cell is such an awesome design that deserved a Masterlies way sooner than this. I find his inclusion in this Kuji and the lineup of this Kuji in general kind of odd, but I won't complain about his addition. The figure is nearly perfect, but does fall short in some areas. His likeness looks very good, but his eyes are colored white. I believe they are that color in the manga, but the figure itself doesn't seem to be targeting manga colors. It actually looks closer to the anime, but even then, I feel like his greens are notably too dark. I could be wrong, but I really think this figure should have gone with a more saturated color palette, especially now that we have all of Cell's forms in Masterlies. Every figure but this Imperfect Cell comes off much brighter. I also feel as though they made his crown and wings too small in this figure. In both the anime and manga, they look much larger in size, but it's not too distracting on the figure at least. This Cell is still incredibly detailed with awesome texturing on his skin to make him look a bit more alive and monstrous. His tail is huge too and takes up quite a bit of space behind him. He absolutely needs that support behind him for his tail, otherwise he's gonna fall over super easy. Even with his interesting faults in his colors and sizing, I still think he's one of the best figures within this set and of 2022. Super Saiyan Goku in his iconic Yardrat outfit makes his first appearance in Masterlies. If you're a Masterlies completionist like me, you were wondering if this figure was going to be visited in Masterlies since he got a pretty awesome one in crane figure form from Dragon Ball Legends. But here he is. I'll admit that the Dragon Ball Legends Goku is better in most ways. I'd say this Goku's likeness is lacking a bit as his face looks a bit off and his hair sculpt has far too much detail in the wrong direction. Goku should have the fluffy looking Super Saiyan hair from this portion of Dragon Ball Z, much like the Legends figure. The pose of the Legends figure is more iconic too, which makes this figure look a bit stiff in comparison. The hair also lacks a bit of shading to make it pop. Goku's color application is done really well, and I do appreciate the shading on his pants, but I prefer the lighter orange colors of the Dragon Ball Legends figure that's closer to the anime. This Goku has a lot of small issues that amass into a little bit of a disappointing figure. I still think he's solid, but even at a $50 price point, I don't think he's quite worth that amount. Goku in his iconic Yardrat outfit makes his first appearance in Masterlies.
Wait a minute!
Bandai makes the strangest decision to not only make another Yardrat Goku within this Ichiban Kuji as its own prize, but they make him an E-moving. That makes the Super Saiyan Goku much worse in context, as they could have included the Super Saiyan's heads and arms in this figure alone. Yes, I would have probably bought 3 versions for that reason alone, but it just makes the Kuji aggravating and those that just want to buy one version upset. Not everyone has the same amount of money to spend on a Kuji, so Bandai should chill out with the greedy decisions and allow everyone to get a great figure. Regardless of all of that, this is the better figure of the 2 Yardrat Gokus in this set. His ability to swap between his sunglasses and bare face is very charming. He has a lot of the same qualities of the Super Saiyan figure, but now doesn't have the issues of a poor likeness, strange hair sculpt, and average hair shading. They're almost the same, but at the same time, different. If you're gonna pick up any of the two prizes, I'd recommend this one. It even looks like he goes for cheaper than the Super Saiyan version, so try and take advantage of that. He's certainly the more unique Yardrat Goku in almost any collection. One of the biggest pieces of discourse surrounding this set has to be around this Super Saiyan Trunks figure. Trunks is one of the most beloved characters from Dragon Ball due to being so cool. Trunks appearing in Omnibus Super was a big hit, but unfortunately they weren't able to replicate that with this figure. The biggest issue this figure has is his face. It's just plain bad. His eyes are too big, his mouth is sculpted poorly, and a lot of his features just look sloppy or unlike Trunks from the anime or manga. In my opinion, if a figure's likeness is bad, it really brings it down quite a bit, as it's human nature to look at the face of others, even figures. The sculpt is fine, though I felt his hair sculpt doesn't look quite like his in the anime, but it's not too far off. The paint and shading is pretty good, as Trunks has shading all over except in his hair, which again gives it that same banana coloring that Gohan has within this set. Listen, it's not the worst thing, but really brings down Super Saiyan hair from what we all know it can be. I really wanted this Trunks to be the best of his kind, but I think we're all waiting for a true, amazing Super Saiyan Trunks from his first appearance to show up in our collections. Hopefully that will change over time. Look, man, I am so freaking tired of Majin Vegeta figures. We already had not only the greatest Majin Vegeta figure in 2019 within Battle of World, but one of the best Vegeta figures period in that figure. There was no reason to revisit Majin Vegeta within Masterlies unless you were going to introduce one with no battle damage or maybe an E-moving with his base form that transforms into Majin Vegeta. What makes things worse is that this figure looks a lot worse in comparison to the E-moving. His banana color hair follows the trend in this Kuji, but a lot less detailed than all of the others somehow. His likeness isn't awful, but looks off from most angles and missing some details. This Majin Vegeta feels like he barely counts as an option if you don't want to spend over $100 for the E-moving version, but it just doesn't feel worth it. I'd say just save up for the far superior version, which will guarantee to wow you. Bandai, please hear my cries. Make other types of Vegeta figures. Majin Vegeta is not the only time this character has shown up. Majin Buu is not only the most legendary figure from this set, but one of the biggest last one prizes of all time. Literally. Buu is one of the biggest villains in the entire Dragon Ball franchise, and for him to wait so long to have a proper Masterlies figure is a crime. Buu instantly became a holy grail due to us not getting Buu figures very often, and him being such a massive one. He's nearly 5 pounds and takes up a huge amount of space on a shelf. His expression looks perfect and really fits Majin Buu in every aspect. Bandai nailed a perfect blend of traditional matte painting all along his glorious cape, jacket, pants, and gloves, while giving him a metallic finish for his gold parts and a bubblegum feel to his skin. I understand Majin Buu's price has skyrocketed, but it has dropped a little bit over the last couple of years. That being said, I would pick this up sooner rather than later because he's already considered a holy grail, and like I said earlier, Majin Buu barely gets any figures, especially at this level of quality. He's absolutely the best figure in this set, and of course, the best Majin Buu figure I have ever seen or owned. Whether you're trying to complete a Majin Buu shelf, a Majin Buu form shelf, or anything along those lines that include Majin Buu, he is a must-have. Heck, he's a must-have if you're a collector in general. Pick this guy up if you want to start collecting. So those are my thoughts on Ichiban Kuji, Dragon Ball vs. Omnibus Ultra. This set is a mixed bag for me. You have pretty safe options with Super Saiyan Gohan and potential Unleashed Piccolo, and maybe even Yardrat Goku kind of falls into that category. But then you get some very weird decisions by having Super Saiyan Goku as his own prize within the set, another rehash of Majin Vegeta that's far worse, and a couple of weird things in this whole lineup. Oh, and let's not forget Trunks and his botched face. This set is hard carried by Imperfect Cell and Majin Buu. I wouldn't quite put this set in S tier. Heck, I don't even think it's an A tier set. I would probably rank this more as a B tier set. Most people are only collecting Cell and Majin Buu from this set. And then, of course, there's some, niche picks within the set. Like I said, I think Cell and Buu are must-haves within the set, and then there are others in here that if you feel like you want to pick them up, more power to you. But those are my thoughts, guys. Please let me know down in the comments section what your thoughts are. If you made it this far in the video, please like the video, subscribe if you want to see more. Of course, mention what other sets you want me to do full Ichiban Kuji reviews like this in the future. Comment them down below, and of course, I'll consider them. I'm trying to redo all of the Master Lee's Ichiban Kuji sets, maybe even every single Dragon Ball Ichiban Kuji. We'll just see what the future holds for that. Thank you so much for all my subscribers, all you guys watching, and of course, big thanks to our members who are still supporting the channel no matter what. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys really drive me to continue to do content, and I appreciate all the feedback that you've given me for this new content. So I appreciate every single one of you. I'm saying appreciate way too much, so it's probably time to end the video. But until the next video, guys, I will see you all later.